Well, good morning, everyone. Good morning, y'all. that Today is going to really be an incredible day. I'm putting myself on video right now we're going to discuss the laws, and if you just use these and practice these three laws that we discussed today, that you'll have all the business you want, you have all the health you want, etc. As most of you know, that I was in a very serious car accident that I call the miraculous car experience. And now I've had a miraculous recovery experience that it's just been truly glorious. And like my left hand, let's see, there I am. My left hand, that's the hand, and you can hardly even see the scars there. And so that was the hand that was shattered, and the arm that was shattered and broken, and all this other good stuff. I'm also wearing my T-shirt is I was in New York and saw Hamilton, which is just an amazing place. So if you have some time to go see that, but know that this is an abundant world, and this world is just waiting for you to allow yourself to have that abundant world. And we're going to also talk today about experiencing a new story. I want you to start telling yourself a new story, and today we're going to actually develop your new story. And as you start telling a new story, that you'll start living the life of that story. So with that, I'm going to, let's see, I'm going to mute all of you guys now and turn off the webcam. So bye-bye. And so get ready for this amazing session for us to really take us to a whole new level. And we're in week 4 now. And this is about prioritizing our life. And if we don't prioritize it, someone else will. In fact, many of us have found ourselves living the life of somebody else and what other people's expectations are. And no longer, as of right now, no longer shall we honor the God with a small g, the God of other people's opinion. It just does not matter. And so as we recognize that what matters is our own feelings, and that we have all the answers within us, and God is guiding us at all times, and it's through our feelings. And next week, which is going to top everything off and just bring all of this together, but next week we'll talk about those emotions that we have, and how with those higher flying emotions you can have it the way that you want it. So today our agenda is going to be, we're going to talk about the 3 principles or the 3 laws of life. And what I'd like you to do is just take your current beliefs and just put them on hold, and just allow these principles, these laws of life to start playing for you in the next week. And that's why I've had a miraculous recovery that I have. Actually, I know another person that had a similar operation of mine the day before I did, and they can barely move their hands, and they're wearing a cast, and it's got all kinds of needles and all kinds of stuff hanging out of it, and we can make every contrast, so things that we don't like, we can make every contrast and birth it into something better. I have better movement in my hand right now than I had before. That I have a better relationship and understanding of God and all my angels and all that have walked before us that are here to guide us and love us. So it's just an incredible experience, but most people would not look at it that way and would be crippled for the rest of their life. And me, I'm actually better than I was before my miraculous car experience, because I've had a miraculous recovery, and it's all about your belief in God. We're going to then do some strategic thinking, and we're going to look at prioritizing our lives. And this is about writing this new story about ours. And I want to introduce a new concept that we really haven't talked too much about yet, but that's living your soul's life. And so I think all of us can agree that we're here in this physical body and that we all have a soul and for all of eternity. And that you and your soul had a purpose for you coming down. And most of that was pretty general. But the number one thing that you and your soul wanted to do was you wanted to be on this joyride. And this world is a playground, and that we wanted to experience more freedom as well. And we wanted to experience more growth. And so all of us are experiencing more growth because we have this perfect contrast of everything we don't want and everything we do want. And so this is going to help us to start creating a new story and writing a new story about ourselves. It's the easiest way to, we talked about beliefs last week. And this is the easiest way to overcome beliefs, is to just start talking a new story. And as you do, all those other beliefs will start going away, to include the beliefs that you don't even aren't conscious about, that are within you, that that play havoc on us. And so, and then looking at, hey, how can we start living our soul's life? And so we'll look at our mission, our purpose, the different areas of our life. And so this will be very hands-on. Now, I actually gave you a sheet that talked about to print out, and and if you don't have that sheet, it's fine. That I'm going to give you the outline of those 2 pages. But basically, we're going to be looking at our mission and purpose, our personal goals to focus on, business goals to focus on, and then how to prioritize our personal and business lives. So are you ready for this? Here we go. So the 3 laws of the universe. And I want to start out by sharing with you that why we are not here. We're not here to fix the world. The world doesn't need fixing. It's perfect in this perfect contrast of wanted and unwanted. We're not here to pay some previous debt, some karma. We didn't do something wrong and now we're here being punished. That, none of those beliefs that we might have been told is why we're here and who we are. And the fact is that the first law of the universe is we are all leading edge, and now you are leading edge deliberate creators. But we are all here to create. And when you understand that, and that when you start understanding that, wow, I'm this creator and I can create what I want, that you will start creating more and more things that you want. And so just embrace that. And so to talk, and I would, a great affirmation to write on your refrigerator, to put on your mirror and lipstick, a little kinky, whatever, but to say something like that: I am a creator, and I am a deliberate creator. And, we talked last week about episode intending. And so did you do that this week? If not, no problem. But you can start today, is that everything, like before you sat down here today to listen to this webinar and not multitask, please. And I have an eye on some of you, by the way. I know if you're multitasking, as I get Facebook messages and everything popping up. And but to really, focus here on, and as I share with you, to start thinking, having your own thoughts about, yes, I'm this deliberate creator. And so did I, before I came to this webinar this morning, did I say, hey, this is going to be the most amazing webinar. It's going to enlighten me. It's going to give me new ideas, new thoughts, new feelings, new understandings about the magnificence of who I am. That if you did say that, and if you did look forward to that, you want to, just stand up and applaud at the end of this session, which you will do because you're going to be so inspired and recognize just how magnificent you are and how you can start using, for example, these laws, and then start telling this new story about you and start living your soul's life to where when you get off of this, you're on a cloud, you're on high flying. And so, but you have to first pre-pave it. And you have to say it the way that you want it. And again, you don't have to get specific because that's God's job on how to do it. Just what I want. Man, I want to feel great. I want to learn more. I want to be on top of the world by the time I'm done with this webinar, and you will be. And guaranteed. So number one is you are a leading edge deliberate creator, and that really implies so many things that you are not. And where I started out on, you're not here to pay some price or some pay off some debt or, some karma in some other life you did wrong or whatever. And I'm writing a book right now called Conversations with Joseph, and this Joseph guy, real person, is asking me questions. His name really isn't Joseph, though, and he wants to be anonymous. But the fact is that, he gets into these questions about, well, what do you think about, we're living this cosmic multiple lives and everything. And I said, what, don't be thinking about things that you can't control. That don't be thinking and why not be thinking with your creative imagination on how abundant your life is going to be. Okay, not about how, gee, there's some bad guys out there, and they're and this Joseph guy always brings up, well, what am I going to do with the bad people out there? The ornery people, the bad clients out there. And I said, stop talking about them and start telling a new story. And so you start telling the story about how, wow, I'm building this magnificent empire, that I'm building this legacy, that I'm serving the world, that money flows to me like a mountain stream into my experience powerfully and easily, and I just am so happy, and I love my relationships and my good health. And as you say those things, that then, and we're going to get to the next law here, where cooperative components come around and will bring you everything that you want. So number one, you're leading edge creator. The second point is only well-being flows. And this is an important one because, so for example, let's just take health. If you want to have better health, the best thing for you to do is, or not to do, let's look at what not to do first, is to think about your current state of bad health, or the current state of bad health of another, a loved one, whoever it may be. That whatever you think about, cooperative components are going to be there. But the best way, and again, using health as an example, the best way for you to be healthy is for you to just be thinking about some other things, and your body will automatically, like literally, every one of your atoms and your cells, they have their own consciousness, and they're attached. They are getting signals from source that they are asking to be guided by source. And the only way that you're not going to have better health is if you get in the way and you start thinking other thoughts, because you're the master of your body. And so if your thoughts are, wow, I hope I don't, die from this sickness, that you in essence are cutting off this natural flow of well-being. And this is where I can so easily and, demonstrate it on my health, is that I continued to just think about good things. And fun things and things that I enjoyed. So I would go that, Sharon would come home and say, oh boy, that looks bad. And, this part of your body looks bad. You must be in a lot of pain and everything. And I just disregarded it. I go, that's everything that I don't want. And I said, no, I'm doing great. And I've been having a fun time. And then she's secretly telling other people, oh, Dr. Hank is, really, really sick and in a lot of pain and everything. And I really wasn't, because I don't think about it. And we have the power to overcome every and anything and be and do and have everything that we want. And so when we realize that all we have to do is ask, and if we get out of the way, remember last time we talked about the 5 steps of creation, and the first step is to ask, which is the most important thing that you can do. And the main reason why you haven't received step 5 and manifested it is because of step 4, you wouldn't allow it. And so how do you allow it? Go watch a sporting game that you like. Go pet your dog. Go take a walk in the park. So you can ask, and literally, because this well-being will flow. God has heard your prayers. Allow God to bring them to you and know that only well-being flows. Now, what does this mean? And so the really, probably more of the understanding is what these laws are telling you you aren't, okay? And we talked about the first one on you're a leading edge creator, and that this doesn't mean you're paying off some debt, doesn't mean, you're here to, learn something and be taught a lesson. That's another one. Yeah, well, I'm here to be taught this lesson. We're not here to teach any lessons. We're here to be creators, and we're here to create the things that we want. And then the second point about well-being, what this means is there is nothing that is working against you. There's no devil, there's no evil, there's no nothing that's working against you unless you allow unwanted things, and then the unwanted things, which you might infer as the devil or whatever, will come in. But it's only wanted and unwanted. It's not even good or bad. It's just, hey, this is what I want, and this is what I don't want. And the net result of that is my feelings are either good or bad because I'm being guided by my feelings. So the power of knowing that only well-being flows to you. It's like only God's flowing to you, okay? And only God is answering you in the ways that you have asked for. So you better watch out what you're asking for, which means what your thought is. And I want to also share, and it's just an amazing point that came to me the other day, that, in the Bible, it talks about your word is so strong and powerful, and, it's done unto your word. And really, what is words? Words are just the articulation of your thought. And so when you think about that on step one, your thought, that, yeah, you're just articulating your thought when you use words. So also make sure that what you're talking about is what you want. Don't come home and say, oh, this went bad and that went bad, because that's what you're going to start creating in your life. So just know only well-being flows to you. And so if you just allow it, and really we have this tendency on saying, oh, don't tell me that. I mean, I've helped people overcome cancer, and it's basically for them to be thinking about like having these beautiful cells, this beautiful light come in and just put purity into every atom and every cell into your body. And as you do that, that's exactly what's going to happen. But if you keep on thinking, hey, I have cancer, or, somebody else is sick, and these are the issues with it, and that's where, again, we'll start telling this new story, and you're going to be just amazed. It's magical on how powerful you are, because with God, all things are possible, that you'll be able to start creating the things that you want. And literally, this will be this week, that because of this knowledge, and if you just blindly and just say, you know what, I'm going to just accept this and start telling my new story, and it'll lift you beyond any beliefs that no longer serve you. It'll lift you beyond the current circumstances, conditions, and events that you have. And so hallelujah, huh? And then the third one, and this one, I just love this one, and I love all three of them, but I love this one as far as the words cooperative components rendezvous with your thoughts. So whatever I'm thinking, and I think last time I shared with you that, so you're sending out a signal with your thoughts. It typically takes about a minute to send that signal and really get it to answer, if you will, because you need to generate and start getting that energy going. And so as you get that energy going, that what happens, and the reason why you're in the center of the universe, is because every cooperative component that is around that emotion, that thought that you have, is being beckoned and will come and form into your experience. And so that's why you just want to be so no matter what the circumstances, what the conditions, you look beyond it and you look at, hey, what do I want? Because as I'm thinking about any thought, so what are those? Let's give some examples. That, let's say your business, if you're a real estate agent, that, wow, I just love that I have all these wonderful referral partners, that I love being able to attract referral partners. And this, if you're building an empire, that this is applicable, that all of us, no matter what kind of business, that through referral partners, through people that I know, and that we get these referrals, and that it just starts flowing to us easily, flowing to us powerfully, because we literally are leveraging the whole universe. We're leveraging God and everything that God has, that God is going to answer with cooperative components to us. And those cooperative components then are going to bring us more of it. So as I think about, wow, I just love how money flows easily to me, you're going to start seeing money flow easily to you. That as you say, I just love having more business, and that you can't be thinking about the client that ended up not being a client, or, you're showing these people houses, or, you've been talking to this one client, it's like banging your head against the door. You can't be thinking about those, because the only reason why those circumstances and events are there is it's God's telling you, I'm giving you these events here so that they will birth the new ideas to give you what you want. And that has never been said before in the history of the world, and is profound to understand that literally the contrast that I go through, whatever the bad stuff is, the stuff we don't like, it's only there. God literally, now catch that, God delivers this to us so that we can then birth ideas to what we do want. We need that stimulus, that we can't have what we want without what we don't want first, to be able to birth those ideas. So that's why you bless the contrast, and why you say, oh, I just love this contrast that God has given me. And now ask yourself, what has that birthed? What has that given me? And as you discover, oh my gosh, this has given me that, this is what I want. I want motivated clients. I want lots of business. I want lots of money. That the universe, I'm telling you that when you ask God for more abundance, more money, more happiness, more health, more relationships, I promise you that God wants only to give you an abundance, wants to give you prosperity. Why? Because the universe is abundant. There is more light in this universe. There is more love in this universe. And this universe can deliver to you anything, to include money. And I love always using the example on, there were no billionaires 50 years ago. Now there's over 400 billionaires. Where does the money come from? Does it come from some other planet? No. We create all of this in our mind. Everything that you see around here is created. Everything in your experience is created through your thoughts. And so why not that when you're rub up against some contrast, you say, oh yeah, that's what I don't want. What do I want? And then that will take you to what you want. And why? Because the more that you think about that, the more this law comes in. Number 3, the law of cooperative components. It's like, another great way to look at this is your prayer, you're asking, your thought is your prayer. So your prayers, what are you praying about? And so start looking at what you're praying about. And the main way to know if you're praying on the right side of the equation, or the wanted side of the equation, or the unwanted, is how you feel. So as you're praying, as you're thinking, and you're feeling good, that then God responds with, we're calling it cooperative components, but God responds with angels. Okay. And so start realizing, wow, there are angels. The Bible speaks up on angels, that there are angels. And I'm sharing with you that you have angels all around you, that all you need to do is ask them, and they'll be there. And the other thing on cooperative components, who are they? those that have walked before us. I'm sharing with you, your grandparents are right here with you, but if you keep on thinking they're gone and they're missing, they will be. That you can call on any business person that you respect that is no longer on this plane, and you can tap in to their creative intelligence. That literally you have this power. But that's where you have to just kind of release your beliefs about, stuff like death. Death is just a misunderstanding. Okay, there is no death. And that we just transition, and that you can call on all those that have walked before you in order to guide you into what you want. And again, don't believe me. In fact, my words really don't teach. It's your experience that teaches. So go out and say to yourself this week that, you know what? I'm going to just embrace these three laws of the universe. I am a leading creator, and say that to yourself as often as you possibly can. When you go to sleep tonight, say, I just love being a deliberate creator. I love that well-being just flows to me. I love that cooperative components and my angels and all those that have walked before me come to me. And now I ask that I get a deep, long sleep and I wake up energized and on top of the world. And when you do that, it's only possible to get what you want. And remember, everything that you want is only for you to feel better. It's only to feel good. So thus, start recognizing that, wow, I'm only doing this to feel good. Because really, when you get your first million, you want your second million. That when whatever you want, that why? Because this never ends. We're eternal beings. And we have enough desires. You've called forth enough desires to last 5 lifetimes. Why don't you start enjoying life and allowing it in and lighten up? And if there's something that I'd like you to write down, it's I lighten up. I'm going to light up right now. Lighten up. Don't take things so serious. Enjoy the journey. It's impossible to have a happy ending, if you will. There's really no ending, but to have a happy ending without a happy journey. So let's all lighten up. Let's enjoy ourselves. Let's say, yeah, I love it. I'm born as a deliberate creator. I'm born as a creator. I'm here to create, and I'm going to create the stuff that I want. And I'm going to have it the way that I want it. I'm going to call forth what I want, and I promise you, you each have the power in order to do this. I always say, if I have the power to overcome being in 3 emergency rooms and near death twice in, the last 2 months in a 3-week period that happened, and that, people, the doctors just are like, you don't have to come back anymore. Normally people have to come back the next year. You don't have to come back anymore. What did you do? They always ask, what did you do? What's going on here? And what's going on here is I understand these 3 laws of the universe, and now you do too. So take advantage of them. Enjoy. So we're going to go to prioritizing our life now. And each month, so I have a time management system that some of you have asked me about, this time management system, and I sent it to you. It's an amazing time management system for just $197 for the whole year. And you get and in there you actually get what I sent you there, that you get. It's a covered copy, and it'll save you at least 3 weeks a year. It'll have you more focused on your high payoff activities. And after this, so this what is called monthly planning. And so what we're going to do, because it's the time of the month that we're going to plan our November. And so I want you to start thinking about, wow, November. And so if you have a month at a glance to look at that month and to know that, what holiday is coming up. Wow, that's cool. The 24th of November is Thanksgiving. And how am I going to make it the best Thanksgiving that I want? And so this monthly planning, again, takes about 2 hours to do. It's the most important 2 hours that I ever do in the whole month. Is I start pre-paving the way that I want, so that I'm telling you right now, you and I are going to have the best November ever. It's going to be more business. And people say, oh, the holidays, it's slowing down. Every holiday, because people told me that, I said, that's what I don't want. What do I want? I want my holidays to be prosperous and abundant with lots of business, be easy, and I'll have plenty of time. And so, I just say all these things, and then it comes together. So let's have the best holidays ever, the best November and December, and here is how to do it. So you plan your month. It's the most productive time of your month. Takes 2 hours to take, typically to invest in, to identify what you want. And so you're now pre-paving in your Joy Shop. So you're doing the daily exercise. And again, if you're not doing that Joy Shop, that, you're not getting the biggest impact that you can and the power that this has, because you really become a deliberate creator in law number one as you do your Joy Shop. Now I'm taking you to a new level to where you're stepping back even further and you're having this broader perspective of your life, and you're having this broader perspective and the perspective of your soul's life. And so to be thinking about what would my soul really enjoy and love that we do, we being your soul and you, that we do in November and December. And I mean, it just gives me God bumps. Just think, most people call it goosebumps. It gives me God bumps just thinking about, oh my gosh, this is going to be the best of the best. And already as I'm looking at November, I'm saying, oh yeah, I'm going to visit my grandson. And so I have a grandson in April, and I just bought him a bunch of stock and EXPI stock, which is just a rock, and it's the new coming of real estate. And so I bought it about 2.5 months ago, and it almost doubled. In the last year, it's done better than Amazon. And again, if you want details on that, you can let me know. But yeah, I'm going to go to New York. They just moved to New York, my oldest son, his wife, and my grandchild, and my baby boy. And so I'm going to go and spoil that boy. And so that's what I'm going to do over the holidays, is I'm going to go see my grandchild. But just get excited about, and that when you ask to expand your imagination with this, and think about yourself standing in a broader perspective, this broad perspective of your soul's perspective, and what kind of story is your soul wanting you to write. Any circumstance that you have, that you can overcome that you can have it better than what it is. And it doesn't matter what it is, or if it's with somebody else or whatever, that you literally have the power to change this. So just know that because you are this creator, that you can call upon the entire universe in order to bring anything that you want, and it has the power to change, to create anything that you want, that say, I'm going to step back here and I'm going to really call it the way that I want it. So the Joy Shop is every day, in order to make every day just flow along easily and in a fun, abundant, happy way. Ask yourself today, tell yourself today, I want to laugh more today. I want to smile more today. And as you do, you'll start seeing yourself laughing more, smiling more, enjoying your days. And so now we're going to get into this monthly planning again, where we expand our perspective and look at our soul's perspective and start looking at what's our new story. So it starts with, and on those pages, that the top of the page is mission and purpose. So you can, if you're not there, if you don't have that page, you can write mission and purpose. And what is your mission and purpose? So this is beyond just the month, but it's to help you look at, what is my mission and purpose? So my personal mission and purpose, it's as easy as this. It's to feel good. Why? Because I know when I feel good that I'm living my soul's life. Okay, I'm living God's will, because that's my communication system with God. And so as I feel good, that I know that I'm living God's life. I'm thinking about life the way that God is thinking about it. I'm doing my soul's good. Now, your mission and purpose might be, you can be, have it at like, for example, 20 years ago, I was, maybe 25 years ago, I want to be the best dad, the best husband. I want to build $1 million business. I want to become independently wealthy. I want to have good health. So I called forth all of those things, and all of those things came to fruition for me. And so it's like, wow, this is just fun that I can call for it the way that I want. And so again, you can look at, hey, I want to be the best agent. I want to, maybe it's just, I want to be happy. Like I just, recently wrote the book, The Happiest Man in the World. And so how do you become the happiest person in the world? Real easy. Start living your soul's life. Start living that perspective. And you may ask, well, how do I get that perspective? You ask. And so you ask, I'd like to start living my soul's life. That tell me how to do that. And just be quiet, breathe deeply, and then thoughts, some beautiful, lovely thoughts that I want to serve the world, that I want to have more light within me, that I want to shine my light out to the world, that, just beautiful. I just did that right now. And those are the thoughts that came to me because that's about living my life, that I want to enjoy myself, that I seek more freedom, more abundance. Why? Because that aligns with God and this universe and this beautiful place that we're at. And we're so blessed. See, we are so blessed that we're these magnificent creators, okay? This is the happening place. This is the happening place where all the angels are looking at and everything. We're expanding all that is because we have this physical experience that is able to expand. If I wouldn't have this physical experience, I wouldn't have had the miraculous car experience to experience all the amazing emotions, good emotions, and the beautiful feelings and the relationships and the relationships with the people here and the people that are not physical, that, the beings that are not physical, that it's just amazing. So we're in this happening place. And so you should just be so delighted and know that, and so be delighted right now and say, yeah, this is who I am. This is what I am. And so what is your mission and purpose? So write down whatever comes to mind. And there's no right or wrong, that you can say, hey, I want $1 million. I want to be independently wealthy, that I want to have good health, that I want to, here's an easy mission and purpose, and right out of the book of your soul is, I want to have a long, prosperous, happy, healthy life. Don't you? Yeah. Does that make you feel good? Yeah. That's telling you that you're living your life soul, your soul's life. And so, how incredible that is. So write down your mission and purpose and really get clear. And again, this greater perspective of looking at your life. And as you do that, I'm telling you, all the angels are singing, that the heavens are parting, the harps are playing, that everything, all that is so happy that you're at this point right now in this webinar right now, thinking about what is my mission and purpose for me and my soul. And then personal goals to focus on this month. And so we're going to break that down into a few areas. And this most people have, seen before, that, on mission and purpose, you've of course been told, but not in this perspective, in this greater perspective. Where do you get those great juicy ideas? Well, this is where you get them when you start asking. You ask for your souls to live your soul's life. And so family and home. So what comes into mind? So let's think about November, and maybe, it's someone's birthday, maybe it's an anniversary, but for sure it's Thanksgiving. So, wow, I want the best Thanksgiving. How are you going to have the best Thanksgiving? Maybe you say, you know what, on Thursday the 17th, and then you would write in on Thursday the 17th, or whatever time management system you have, on November 17th, that you write in that, I'm going to buy some, just amazing holiday, Thanksgiving flowers, okay? Or it might be that, you're going to order your turkey early, or, whatever that is, or something surprising. Like, what do we normally do after Thursday? Well, we sit around, we eat on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. You got a lot of days there. What do you want to creatively do during those days? Maybe you want to go to a park and write that in, that, hey, the whole family, we're going to go to the park. We're going to enjoy. We're going to be out in nature. We're going to relax. We're going to lighten up. We're going to start enjoying our life more. We're not just going to think about, gee, we're going to get back on email, or we're going to get back, to work, because work isn't a fun name. We're going to go play. And we can play with, just substitute that word. We can play by serving others and, whatever the businesses that we're blessed in. So family and home. Look at in November on what you're going to do with family and home. Financial and career. What do you want to do in November? Hey, I want to close 3 homes that I want to allow $20,000 of income into my life, into my experience. That and now, if you're at a point where you've been earning $3,000 and you go, there's no way in hell I'm going to get $20,000 in November, don't write that down then. And so you have to write down things that feel good feeling thoughts about your mission and purpose, as well as your personal goals. In other words, your personal desires on what do you want. And so what do you want to have happen in November? What do you and your soul want to have happen in November in financial and career? And you say, wow, I want to be able to financial and career that I want to be able to serve, X number of people or whatever the case may be. So write down, and so I want you to all actively I want you, this is your time, because if you say, well, I'll do it this weekend or whatever, that, who knows if that'll come, unless you actually write it down and write a commitment, down to do it. In fact, I would do that, and I would say that, so based on that, the latest would be next weekend. And so, in about almost 2 weeks or a week and a half, that, on the weekend, maybe you say, hey, from 10 to 12, I'm going to invest 2 hours to really look at November and start planning my November the way that I want it. And then we look at physical and health. And so what do you want physically and healthily? So those could be a couple different things. First of all, do not write down, I'm going to lose weight. Because losing weight has you focus on weight and you'll end up gaining weight. Long term, have you experienced where you say, oh, I'm going to lose weight and I'm going to get down to a certain amount. And once you get down to that amount, all of a sudden, boom, before you know it, you're higher than where you were before. And why is that? That's because that we're focused on weight. Don't be focused on weight. Be focused on, hey, I want to be healthier. I want to be slim, trim, and fit. And so, those are some great things but maybe for the month of November that under physical and health that you're going to drink more water. Well, that's probably a little bit too general. I'm going to, make sure that I have a whole glass of water when I wake up. First thing when I wake up, that I drink a glass of water. And this one I just love, and it works in an amazing way, is say, I want to be under physical and health, that I want to be attracted to delicious and healthy food every day, every moment of November. And you'll be amazed at some wonderful places that you'll come up against, and food that you'll be or come up with, and that food that you'll have that just are so healthy for you and delicious. And so we just found a new place. What is it? Snap Kitchen, I think, something like that. And so they have great healthy food. And so it's just, it's just all super, it's easy, it's simple, and this world has it all. And so you just need to start asking in general terms on what you want, and it'll start bringing to you. Social and cultural. Do you know, every one of us have been so blessed with so much. I mean, we have electricity, we have running water, we have these cars that take us everywhere that we want to, with sometimes and they're all good drivers. I was going to say they're crazy drivers, but that way I'd attract that, wouldn't I? And so we're good drivers, and that, everything is safe and easy, flows smoothly. My travels are smooth and easily. But I mean, we have so much. Then we have our families, okay? We have our belief in God. We have our friends, our loved ones. I mean, we have so much. And what are you giving back? And so I know some of you on this at this webinar right now give back lots, and that's just awesome. And it makes you feel good, and it will open amazing doors. And why? Because while you're doing that other stuff, all the thing, helping other people, okay, and serving other people and giving back, that as you do, the universe is doing what? Oh, it's having cooperative components. You're the creator, and you've asked for things, and it's working, it's playing on gathering all of your desires. And so, but when you're thinking about it, thinking about how am I going to do that, and it's not here yet, that puts it away. And so do yourself a favor. And like for Thanksgiving, I'm going to be handing out at a center for the poor that I'm going to be, or the hungry, that I'm going to be, serving food, that I'm going to be that little Santa Claus guy collecting money, and ringing that little bell, and so just think about, hey, what do I want to do? And it doesn't have to be any of those things. Okay. Whatever makes you feel good. Maybe it's going to be, I'm going to start being nice to my neighbor. I'm going to start smiling to every person that I see. I don't care if they're how they are, that I know I have the power to extract out of any person, alpha to the omega, everything I want, everything I don't want. So I want to extract a loving, kind, harmonious person in every person that I see. I was in a class yesterday, and they asked for a volunteer for a third of the class to be the speaker. And of course, everybody else was scared to do it. I couldn't wait to get up there, and we just had a blast. I mean, we were laughing away, and I told the teacher that, hey, you've done a great job, but you can leave now. And then I dismissed the whole class. And I mean, really, we were just howling laughing. Well, from that time on, man, these people in their breaks and in the hallway and everything are coming up to me and talking to me and, laughing away. And why is that? Because of my energy. That's what I want. I want to attract those type of people. And so when you become that type of person, you're going to attract those type of people. But you got to be that person. High flying energy, easy, light, fun. Let's have some more fun. Let's enjoy life. And as you do, all the things that you ask for. So under social and cultural, think about what are you giving back? Because while you're doing that, back to the laws, okay, that only well-being flows. You're the creator asking for it. And cooperative components are out gathering all of your desires. And I think I'd write that down. Cooperative components, as I'm channeling right now, that, say they're from infinite intelligence. And the perfect words for you is that cooperative components are gathering all of my desires. It's like you have a concierge in the sky. Okay. It's like, have you ever been in a real nice hotel and they got these concierge, and I mean, they do everything for you. They get you extra pillows. They get you. That's why, in fact, I was able to, get to Hamilton through the concierge at a real nice. We were in New York City and in the park, by the park, in a real nice hotel. And the concierge, hey, here's what I want. And so it's like we all have our own concierge in the sky. And all we have to do is start asking for that and not thinking about the stuff on what we don't want about that. Remember, to every equation, there's the wanted and the unwanted. And so which side of that equation are you on? And all you have to do, when you're on the right side, because you're feeling good. So when you talk about money, how are you feeling? And so if you're talking about, gee, I want more money, with thinking there's a lack of money, that you're just going to get continued lack of money. So you want to be on the positive, more business. Hey, I just love them, more business. I'm the creator. Cooperative components are going to come from the whole darn universe for me. So by golly, this is fun. I'm going to call for more clients. And then I'm going to get it. Okay, the last one, spiritual and ethical. And so, you could write down just on this one that, hey, every day in November, I'm going to do my joy shot. Because that's in essence spiritual. That's with you and God, you and your soul sitting there, your inner being sitting there thinking about, all the wonderful things that you desire, thinking about all the wonderful things you appreciate that the universe delivered to you, that God delivered to you today, that thinking about how you want this day to be. And so that's one way. But, it may be depending on where you are, what your beliefs, it might be, hey, I get inspired and I feel good when I read the Bible. So every day I'm going to read the Bible in November for 10 minutes or whatever it is. But, whatever that is that makes you feel good, okay? You don't have to go to any place. You don't have to go to church in order to have God. The kingdom is within you. Your guidance system is within you. You don't need to read, know anything else, because now you got it all. And so with your thoughts and then with your guidance system, that you have it all because you can call forth it all. So anyways, write down spiritual, ethical, what do you think about that? Um, and then business goals to focus on this month. And so I've written some just to kind of give you some examples on, hey, what kind of business goals do I want? And so, and I want you to really write down for November here, what kind of business goals do I want to do? Well, I want to maybe attract, for all of you, I want to attract ideal referral partnerships. Referral partnerships that give me more business. It's the easiest, kindest, most harmonious, the cheapest in a way in order to get business and attract out of the blue clients or listings or whatever. Call for it out of the blue. That's where everything comes from the non-physical. Like your thoughts, you can't see your thoughts. That's non-physical. Okay, your thoughts go out. The non-physical, I'll go out to God. You can't see God. You feel God. You can't see God. And then you can see all of God's work that it starts manifesting in your life to allow a certain amount of money. Don't say earn ever again. You've already earned it. You're this leading edge deliberate creator now. You're a top performer. That you don't have to earn anything. You've already earned your stripes. You're already it. Now, what do you want to do? I just want to allow it. I know how this works, how this plays. I ask for it, and then I abe it, right? A for allow, B for believe, and then E for I expect it. I'm expecting it into my, and so I expect more money. And I don't know where it's coming from, and I don't care where it's coming from. That I know that this is an abundant universe, and that I want more money. I want more, whatever. I want to expand my imagination. I just had a phone call today, a business phone call with a client, a business partner, and we just created just some amazing things, actually 5 amazing new things. Like they responded, like they said to me, "Oh my God, that is just amazing!" and so by them, that I hadn't thought about that. They said, and why is that? It's because I've asked to expand my imagination. There's way more to this life. And that I want you to start calling this new story about who you are, about what you want, about the way you want it. Okay? And that I'm going to be delivered, a business goal, be delivered of my thinking and feeling. And you can get a little bit more specific that I'd like this, one deal to close easily. And so you can get that specific, but don't be saying that, something like, Joe's not going to be mean anymore and and it's going to say yes. That he isn't mean anymore for sure. He's not going to say yes. Anyways, Joe ain't going to be saying yes if you be thinking that. And so to be deliberate in your thinking and your feeling. And so remember, what do you want to care most about? I care most about how I feel. So top business and personal goals. Now what this is this starts prioritizing. You've written a laundry list now of some wonderful, the new story about you and your personal life, how you're going to make November better and more different than it's ever been, on how your business, and you've looked at your business and you've identified all the different things in your business. And so now what we're going to do is we're going to condense that and say, what are the most important things? And so you can maybe combine some things like with business that I'm going to have just a very successful business and close X number of deals and, maybe in one sentence and allow make or allow $20,000 because we make everything. Okay. We make it all up. Everything is made up. Money is made up, that everything's made up. That you made yourself to come here, that you chose your parents, and I know you think you didn't have enough time in your selection process, but you actually did, and I'm just kidding about that. But here's where you prioritize, and so prioritize what are my top personal and business, then my high payoff activities. And again, now we're kind of running through these, and so, but it's when we're done here, I want you to really look at, hey, what are your top business and personal goals, and then what are your high payoff activities? And remember, on the way that I do the high payoff activities, that the first one is that, hey, I'm going to be deliberate, and so what does that mean? I'm going to prepay my day. I'm going to do my joy shopping. Do my monthly planning. I'm going to call it the way that I want it. I'm going to feel good. That's the most important thing that I want to do. Next high payoff activities, I'm going to meet with referral partners. Next one, I'm going to meet with my clients. Next one, I'm going to follow up. Next one, I'm going to close deals and ask for referrals. And so, so that's kind of an order that you could have, but whatever makes you feel good. And then there's high payoff activities in your personal life. I'm going to have one-on-one time with me and my soul, me and God, that we're going to have this one-on-one time in order to establish, hey, what are the things that, that I want, that give me that broader perspective, expand my imagination. How can I live my soul's life? Just just incredible, and it's so amazing. Just thinking about how you want to do that. And then high payoff activities, quality time with my family. Okay, that and maybe to enjoy myself. That I'm going to enjoy myself more, and I'm going to plan. I'm going to plan in November to take more walks, to pet my dog more often. Whatever it may be. You just want to start relaxing and start planning enjoyment into your life, and as you do, just allow the universe to do it all. Like, Sharon will come to me and say, oh, I got all this stuff to do and I got to do this and this. I said, okay, now just slow down. You're making this way bigger than it wants to, and you haven't called on the one resource. Ask the universe to help you with this. And all of a sudden, out of the blue, a client comes. All of a sudden, out of the blue, she discovers a technology that makes it 20 times easier to do whatever she wants to do. And so just call upon the universe and ask the universe. But you have to believe in God. You have to trust in God and believe that God is there and God is answering. You just have to allow it. So your high payoff activities, then any projects, and imperative project lists are these I have to get done. And so maybe it's some Christmas cards. In November, you better be thinking about that. I'm going to order some really nice Christmas cards for my loved ones, for my clients, whatever that may be. But now's the time to do that. Okay. Otherwise, it's too late and they're out of stock and they can't get the printing done, or whatever the case may be. But let's start being really intentional about this is going to be the best holidays, not only for me, but other people. I'm going to warm their life. I'm going to be the light of their life. And then any important project lists. And so right now, important project list would be, hey, I'm going to start my list on, I've already ordered for my family, my sons and whatever. I've already ordered from who? Costco. I love them. They have some great things. And I always order like something that has food or whatever in it, but it has something, a keepsake. So like last year was a wooden sleigh. And this year is a neat bucket with a Santa Claus on it, but it's a keepsake. So my kids have to store all this crap that I have every year, and I give them a keepsake every year, but they're going to remember the hankers, Daddy Oso. And so just make all this fun. It's all fun. It's all delightful. And I love you guys. And then there's the 1 to 31 tracking sheet. And that I sent you, I think, in week 2. You should have that. That's in my time management system. All of this is in there. Like every month is the 1 to 31 tracking system to track, hey, the 1 to 31, the days of the month, that what are my personal goals? So under personal, joy shop every day. And what it does, you go to that at the end of every day, and then it helps remind you on the broader perspective. I need to be standing in this broader perspective more often. And as I do, that I'm not only going to, in fact, give up your worldly, your intellectual ideas and goals, give those up, start asking for, what is my soul's goals? And I'm telling you, your soul will give you a new story and new goals that are going to just delight you way more than what your current goals are. So imagine that. Now we've gone to a whole new level where you really give it up. you know what, I'm going to let go, let God. Well, here's how to do that is to say, I'm going to let go of my own, little intellectual, here's the goals that I need to do. And I'm going to just open it up to God, and you'll start giving answers. You will be given answers the more that you think about this, and just enjoy yourself. But the 1 to 31 tracking sheet is amazing. And so your success steps, listen to Success Unit 4, prioritizing your life at least 6 times. And I'll be sending that to you. That complete your monthly planning. So you have the sheets to complete. Again, if you want my time management system, then though that monthly planning is in there along with the 1 to 31, meet with at least one new ideal partner this week, referral partner this week. That watch this webinar again until you believe it. That this had some powerful thoughts, some thoughts that have never been thought before, have never been expressed before. And so think about, these are, remember, most people don't accept new ideas till at least 6 times. So really get into that. Do your joy shop every morning, and then contact me if I can help you in any way. Remember, you're stuck, quote unquote, you're stuck with anchors from here on out. So I love you. I want to help you to live your soul's life. I want to help you to be able to have the life of your dreams and beyond your dreams now. And you have the power in order to do that, because you are a magnificent creator, and all that is answering and responding to your every request. And I love you guys. Have a great week. And next week is the final that'll wrap all this up to take you right on the road, your lighted path to all that you desire. Love you. Bye-bye.